Hi guys, Andy May here. Welcome back to the channel. So, I filmed my inventory video. I kind of took all the categories and all my makeup's still like strewn across my floor. It's ridiculous. I kind of filmed each category so you guys can really see what I have. It's not to brag. I'm not going to do a bunch of like disclaimers as to what my makeup collection is and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. It's not to brag. It's really just to hold myself accountable for how much shit I have accumulated. And it's kind of ridiculous. Like, it's not like beauty YouTuber ridiculous, but it's like one person ridiculous. I don't want to say like I have a makeup addiction because it's something I can stop, obviously. I don't really feel addicted to my makeup. I just really like it. And kind of like Stephanie said, it's like the only hobby that I really have right now other than YouTube, which my YouTube is based on makeup. And I just really, really like makeup. I enjoy it, but there's other things that I need to focus on, especially in 2018. We have a vacation coming up that I want to go all out on, and it's going to be expensive anyways, so I'd like to save up for that. I want to be the one solely paying for the vacation. Bradley paid for our Disney cruise in 2014, is that when we went, or 2015? Whatever year it was that we went on the Disney cruise, Bradley paid for all of that, and he made up the money that he was going to miss while he was on vacation. I wasn't working at the time, so I want to be able to do the same. I want to be able to pay for this big, fun vacation, and I'm the one who funded it all. So that's just a goal of mine for 2018. I also need to focus on my health, my weight, and how I feel about myself. Makeup makes me feel gorgeous, but how much I've spent on makeup does not make me happy. And I keep looking down because a ton of my makeup is still on the floor. Like a whole drawer full of makeup, like a drawer and a half full of makeup is on the floor right now. So I can see all this crap. And I feel like having it put away in the drawers makes it a little more bearable on a day-to-day basis. But seeing all of it now is like, hey. So I do have, I feel like I'm talking really fast. I apologize. All I've really had today is coffee, and I've filmed a shit ton of YouTube videos. So I do have my little makeup goals for 2018 kind of written down here. So I am going on a no-buy. There are some exceptions to my no-buy, so I guess technically it's a low-buy, but it's a no-buy until I run out of shit and I need to actually buy it. So, exceptions to my 2018 no-buy is lower lash mascara. I only have one right now, so when it runs out, I will need another one, so I will replace that one. Brow gel. I have one that I'm working on currently, and then one that's in like a duo with a pencil. Once those run out, which I'm sure they will before the end of the year, in 12 months time, I can buy another brow gel. So those two. Base coats for nail polish. I'm doing a project polish. I'm gonna need a base coat. This is the only base coat that I technically have right now. It's actually a clear nail protector by Wet n Wild. I'm using it as a base coat, but as you can see, that is like 2/3 of a bottle. I will end up needing a base coat before the end of the year, so I am allowing myself to buy that item. Powder. I have quite a bit of powder, you'll see, but I'm worried that I may end up running out before the end of the year as far as like a color that I need. So if I run out of translucent powder, I can buy one. If I run out of actual like face powder that matches me currently, like if I use my fair stuff and I only have my medium stuff, then I can go ahead and buy. But that's kind of an iffy one. I think I can make it work for the entire year. We shall see. I am going to kind of pull out of my no-buy at the end of the year. When it comes time for the Black Friday sales, like 21 Days of Beauty for Ulta, like that's in November timeframe, is when I'm gonna kind of not call it quits, but that's when, if there's stuff that I've been eyeballing all throughout the year and I really want to purchase, I may go ahead and purchase it. I know that's kind of double-sided. And in March, I do have a $25 gift card to Sephora currently that my friend got me for Christmas that I have not used. And I have a coupon for perfume that I need to use at Ulta before the end of March. So it's like March 17th. My game plan is in March, when Ulta finally sends me my little coupon for my free birthday gift, I'm going to go into store, get the perfume with my coupon that I have for it, and get my free birthday gift, and that's going to be it, and I'm going to ditch. For the Sephora gift card, I'll probably hold on to it. I imagine I'll end up with more when my birthday time comes for Sephora, but I honestly, right now, I'm kind of holding on to it because I really liked those First Aid Beauty Radiance pads, so I may wait till my Stridex stuff runs out and then purchase those. Now, I will go ahead and let you know that I'm going to do a separate inventory that will include all of my bath, body, hair care, candles, wax melts, like all of the like other categoried stuff that I have too much of. Not like ridiculously amounts. It's stuff that I can use up within the year, but I really want to focus on using what I have, I did declutter a lot this year, really using products, seeing if I like them, and kind of moving them out. So I have a couple goals for individual categories as well as my like overall no-buy goals. And for my perfume, I think I say it in the video too. For my perfume and body sprays, the ones that are currently in my collection, I want to use every single one of those before the end of the year. Like by the end of the year, I want, well, and then I'll have a new perfume in March. That one's not included. I want that to be like the only perfume that's left in my collection, or any other gifts that people get me that is perfume. I'm not going to be buying any. I'm going to use every single perfume that's in my collection by the end of the year. I want to, I think I said it in my video as well, I want to hit pan on every single eyeshadow palette that I have. I want at least one shade to have pan, which means there's at least 24 pans of eyeshadow, and I want to hit pan on as many eyeshadows as possible. I want to make sure that I'm not just using the same look all the time, so it's probably going to be a lot of cream shades, to be honest, that's going to get used, and like blending shades, but I really want to see the use on my eyeshadows. I kind of feel bad because a lot of my eyeshadows, my palettes don't look like they have a lot of use, and it's because I was using other palettes that I've decluttered out of my collection. So it's kind of like, I feel like I'm not using my makeup, but I know a lot of it is because I decluttered stuff that I didn't like as much, or didn't like as much anymore, or in comparison to what I have now. So I want to see the use on the products that I have and love in my collection now. I'd also like to see if I can hit pan on as many like bronzers, blushes, highlights as I can throughout the year. I don't know how feasible that goal is, but I definitely want to work on that as well. And for like my final like ultimate goal, I have 72, 73 lip products right now. I want to get that to 50 or below. Now it does include like my lip balms, lip pencils, lip gloss, liquid lipsticks, regular lipsticks. It includes all of my lip products. So I definitely feel like I can hit that goal. I feel like under 50 is a good goal. Eventually I'd really like to get it down to like 25, but really for 2018 my goal is under 50 or under. So yeah, that is kind of my goals that I've got. I think I touched everything. Oh, and I do want to use the last of my cruelty-free items. I have some Burt's Bee lipsticks and lip balms that I'm going to work on getting out of my collection this year, as well as a Benefit highlight and a NARS multi-stick. I have a total of 10 items, perfume included, that are not cruelty-free that I'm going to officially move. Collection will be 100% cruelty free. I know I was like this close to getting it that way this year, but then Burt's Bees, NARS, they like to be weird, so I'd like them to be out of my collection. And yes, that is everything as far as the intro. Sorry I talked really fast. Sorry it was still really long. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's going to be really long. I apologize, but grab yourself a no-buy buddy. I have mine, and join me in using what we have and not giving in to all the freaking hype with makeup. Okay, so starting off with primers, I have a total of 10. I have the full-size e.l.f. and a full-size One Heck of a Blot by Soap & Glory. I have one by Cover FX, Becca, 2 by Pure, and 2 by Japanesque that I haven't even touched. These are still in their little boxes. They were freebies. I also have a mini of the Hangover RX, and then I have the one that I actually purchased for Hangover RX that I'm currently working on. So it's a lot of primer, but I honestly feel like I can use this all up this year, hence the reason why I don't need to buy any primer in 2018. I have 6 eye primers, all of which are minis, I believe. I have the Lorac Behind the Scenes that I'm currently working on. I have the Too Faced Shadow Insurance that I can finish up this year. I'm sure I'll finish those two. I have the NYX Glitter Primer, which I'm not in a rush to use up because it's a glitter primer. Then I have, I think this one was a full size. This is by Ulta Beauty. It's a tinted eye primer in champagne. It's really pretty, works really well. And then I got 2 free ones from them as well. This one isn't even open, and I did just open one to kind of test the color. This is in Satin Blush. It's another tinted eye primer. So I know I can finish these two, and then I'll probably just work on the tinted ones. Next, I have setting sprays. I have the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is just like the travel size. This is one that I'm currently working on finishing. Then I have a full size as well as a travel size of the Hangover RX. 3-in-1 by Too Faced. I really love this one. Obviously, I bought a full size. And then this came in a set from Bradley for Christmas. So I will be using these setting sprays for the year. I don't go through a ton of setting sprays, so I'm pretty sure that'll get me through 2018. I have a total of 5 concealers. One is technically a color corrector. This is the Brightening Peach by Pixie. Love this stuff. Probably won't even use that up by the end of the year. I have my Bare Minerals concealer in Bisque. This is my favorite concealer, so that'll definitely last the year. I have the Naked Skin concealer. This is just the little mini sample. I'm not sure how long it'll take me to work through this one. I'm going to try to use it up in the summer though, because it's too dark to use right now. And I have 2 of the Tarte Shape Tapes. One is in light neutral, the other one is in fair neutral. Fair neutral works now, light neutral will work when I'm a little darker. But these are the concealers I have. I doubt I'll be able to use any of them up other than this one by the end of the year, and I won't have a need to buy anymore, so I don't need any more concealer, and really don't even want any other concealers, to be honest. And this is where I feel like things have gotten a little out of control. This is all of my foundation, liquid style. I am currently working on the Naked Skin. This is my oldest one in the collection, so I'm sure I'll finish this one up without an issue. I have the Born This Way. This one's way too dark for me. I got it when I was a lot tanner and therefore haven't used it. So that's why I have the LA Girl. This one isn't even open. And this one's kind of on its last leg. I don't know how much longer this one's going to last for me. So I will be using this to finish up this guy. I do have a Franken foundation here. A friend of mine gave me their e.l.f. Acne Fighting foundation, and I mixed it with, because it was too dark for her, it was too dark for me as well, so I mixed it with a lot of the LA Girl to kind of get a color that will work for me. So I'd like to work these 3 out this year, just because they're the... well, that's a Franken one, so I'd like to just work my Franken makeup out. And these 2 are the oldest. They are, I think this one's like 2 years and this one's like a year old. So I'd like to just work those guys out. Newer to my collection this year are the Wet n Wild foundations. I do really like these. These will probably be the ones that I work on after these guys. And then newest is the Tarte Amazonian Clay, which I really like. The It Cosmetics CC Cream. I absolutely love this stuff. And then extremely new for Christmas, I got the Peach Perfect by Too Faced. So I feel like this is a bit much for foundation. I'm at a total of 10, but I honestly feel like I will be able to finish the year with like 6 left. Probably these guys, and one of these. So it's not too bad, but it's more than what I definitely need. I mean, I only got one face. The only thing that I'll be able to buy if need be is another LA Girl Pro Coverage if I end up running out of this second bottle. So I'll be able to replace that because I do need it to lighten up some of the foundations. But other than that, I do not need to buy any foundation at all in 2018. Okay, and for powders, I have a total of 7. I include like loose along with like foundation type powders. If it is a powder for my face, it goes in this category. So I have the Wet n Wild Pressed foundation. I am working on finishing this one first. Then I have the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten in Porcelain, which works good for me now. And then I have the Balance and Brighten in Fair, which will work better once I have a little more color. I also still have a Bare Minerals Minerals Matte. This is in medium beige, which is way too dark for me now. I do need to get into summer and get a tan going to use this up. I would like to use it up and just move it out of the collection because a powder foundation, a loose powder foundation, just isn't my thing anymore, to be honest. I have two loose translucent ones. I have the Bye Bye Pores by IT Cosmetics. This is really nice. And I also have the City Color HD powder. This is the one that I'm working on currently. I'm going to finish this one and then probably work on the pressed version by Essence. I have pan on this because I kind of broke it. But I figure this translucent powder will last me for the year, and my powder foundation should last for the year as well. I do like to set my face. I may end up needing a powder by the end of the year, but it's doubtful. So if I run out and like all I have is this and I need this one again, I'll be able to purchase one that matches me shade-wise. And only if I'm out of translucent. I'm probably just going to go with a translucent powder, but I don't really need any powder for the year. I know that I can go through a lot of powder in a year, but we'll see kind of what we need. As of now, I don't need to buy anything in this category, obviously. And now we're in another category where I'm like, how the hell did this happen? This is all of my bronzer. It's pretty ridiculous. I know it's laid flat, so it doesn't look as bad to you guys. I do have the NYX contour palette, so I have those 4 shades of bronzer contour. I have one that is in this Trio by Flower Beauty, which is pretty amazing, actually. And I have 2 bronzers that are in these e.l.f. duos. They're bronze and blushes. And I don't know, I rarely use these, but they're really hard to get rid of because they're so good. I just need to work on what I have. I have another bronzing like trio here, or contour trio by Physicians Formula. So these 2 shades here, which are really nice. I have the Dolce de Leche by Wet n Wild. This is a really pretty shade. Then of course I have the butter bronzer, which is amazing, the Essence matte bronzing, which is pretty damn good. I have the Balm Desert, which is kind of like a bronzing blush to me, but I love it, and I'm pretty sure I just dug my nail into the powder. That's nice. I have the Laura Geller, what is this one called? Baked in Bronze and Brighten. This one's really nice too. This is kind of the shimmery type of look, as well as the Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. I do really like the more shimmery bronzers when we come into summertime. It just looks nice in the summer. I have W7's Honolulu, which is really stinking nice. It's really deep though, so I haven't used this a lot this year because I didn't get a tan this year. Same with the little Pacifica sample, and I also now have a little sample of the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. Some of these I feel like I can use up in 2018, like I'm definitely going to use this guy up, and I want to hit pan on as many bronzers as possible. I'd really like to finish some of them up. I just don't know how feasible that goal is, to be honest. Blush, yet again. I only have 2 cheeks. Why do I have so much blush? Now, I will say that a lot of these are different in their own right. So I still have the Flower Beauty because it does have a blush shade. And there are 2 blush shades in these e.l.f. powders that are really nice. I also have a Flower Beauty blush in, what is this one called? Sweet Pea. This is like my type of tone, to be honest. And it's a really great formula. I have 3 of the butter blushes. These are, let's see, this one's Vintage Rouge. This one is Rosy Pink, which is like the pinkest I go, to be honest. And then I love this one. This one is Plum Rose. This one is absolutely gorgeous. So I really like these guys, and I have Milani's Luminoso. I feel like this is one that I keep because it's a cult classic, but it's not a blush that I honestly reach for. It is more of a peachy tone. So, and it's the only one in all of this that's really peachy. I have one other one by Essence that is more of an orangey tone, but this is like the only orange shimmery blush that I have hanging out here. So he stays. I have the Laura Geller, what is this? Pink Grapefruit. This one's really pretty for days that you don't want to like blush and highlight. Same with this one by Ciate in Date Night. This one's really new. This is like the newest one to my collection. It's super shimmery. But I think that these will be gorgeous come summertime. I really like highlighted, glittery, shimmery type looks. I have Urban Decay's in Fetish, which is right up my alley. I have Too Faced in Baby Love, which are just like nice neutrally blushes. This one's matte. This one has a shimmer to it. I have Mellow Wine by Wet n Wild. This is my only Wet n Wild blush that still remains. I have Kat Von D's Lolita. I have two by Model Co, which are absolutely gorgeous. One is Peach Bellini. The other one is in Cosmopolitan. I absolutely love these blushes. I put this in one of my makeup baskets either last year or the year before because I was like, I'm going to use these and I'm going to see that I really don't like them. And I absolutely love them. I have Tarte's Exposed and Party. These are really pretty blushes. And then I have a lot by Essence. Essence makes really good blushes. So I have two of the satin blushes. This one is my favorite. This one is Satin Love, right? Yes. And then I have Satin Coral. This is my other like orangey type of blush, but this one is one that I can deal with more than Luminoso for some reason. And I still hang on to Luminoso for God knows why. And then I also have Essence Silky Touch blush and Baby Doll. This one's super pretty. This is what got me onto Essence blushes to begin with. And then I have these two by Essence. These are intense, okay? This one is Heat Wave, and this one is Pinky what? Pinky Flow. So I feel like Pinky Flow I can make work for me, especially if I kind of hang out over here. Heat Wave is just so pretty. Like, I don't know. These are two that I really want to dig into this year and see if they really need to stay in my collection. And I know this is a lot of blush. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, for bronzer, because I include like bronzer and contour, I count the ones that are individual pans. I have a total of 19, which is actually down from the beginning of last year where I had like 20 something. Had 23. So blush is kind of ridiculous. I have 23 now. But I did have 26 at the beginning of last year. And I actually used up two. Same with the bronzers. I used up two of the like smaller sizes. So I know it's a lot of blush, but honestly, I feel like I am just going to work through these. I don't know if these are any that I would actually declutter. Luminoso is always on the verge of being decluttered, and these might get decluttered if they don't work for me. But all the other ones I've used regularly and absolutely love. So it's hard to part with stuff that I actually enjoy. But yeah, 23 blushes, that's a lot of damn blush. And highlight is also out of control. I feel like bronzer, blush, highlight, and lips are just ridiculous for me. This is a lot of highlights. So making a return, these are just kind of like lighter shades. Some of them are like matte, but I do have these four in the NYX palette. I have one in the Wet n Wild palette and then one in the bronze palette, as well as a shimmer highlight that's in this Flower Beauty, which I don't think you guys realize how amazing that is. It's so gorgeous. But I absolutely love that one. And I forgot to include this in the bronzer side because I keep it in my highlight section because I only really like the highlight, not so much the bronzer. But this is the W7 Hollywood Bronze and Glow. The highlight is absolutely gorgeous on that one. And then I have powder bronzers. I have the Wet n Wild Fergie. This is called Hollywood Boulevard, but now I think it's called like Boozy Brunch or something. It's super pretty. I have the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Reserve Your Cabana. This one does have a tiny bit of pan on it. This one is like a really nice subtle highlight. I have Dose of Colors Fuego, which is gorgeous. I have Wet n Wild. I have a lot of Wet n Wild. This one is Mega Glow in, I always forget the freaking color, Precious Petals. It's like a pinky color, which is my preference. I do have one of the Butter blushes. This one is in Natural Glow. It makes a really pretty highlight. I do have the NYX Duochrome. This one, what is this one called? Twilight Tint. It has a blue shift to it. Absolutely love it. And then I have a Tarte one that I got for Christmas, or I actually bought this one for myself during the Black Friday sales. This one's in Glimmer and it's kind of glittery, so I don't know how much use I'll get out of this one. This is one that may end up decluttered by the end of the year. We'll kind of see on that. For creams, I do have the e.l.f. Shimmer Palette. I love that one. I have Benefits What's Up. I have two by ColourPop. This is in Hippo and this one is in Highly Wasted. This one's super pretty, but I need a tan for that. I have Wet n Wild in Marigold Round. It's a cream highlight stick. I have a little sample of the Tarte Pro Glow in Stunner, I believe. Yes, this one is super glittery, so this one is one that I will be using in summertime because it's a liquid. It's easy to use like on legs and stuff like that. And then I have the NARS Multi-Stick in Orgasm. I'm going to try to use this up in summertime when I have a tan. I don't know how else I'm going to use this. It may end up decluttered by end of year. We'll see on that guy. Oh, and I also have the Anastasia Glow Kit by Nicole Guerrero. This one is super pretty. I've actually used it fairly amount. It's very glittery, so I have to be in the mood for that. But yeah, there's all of the highlighters. It's out of control. Honestly, I don't think I'll be using any of the powder highlights up this year. I may end up decluttering this one. But the creams that I do want to use up this year are the e.l.f. Shimmer Palette. This is a really great highlight palette. I will be using this guy up and this guy up. So it's a lot of creams that I think I'll be able to finish. And I want to try to use that guy up as well. But we'll see how it all goes. I'd really like to hit pan on some more highlights, to be honest. So wish me luck on that one. Oh, and I forgot to state that I have a total of 31 highlights. Yeah, don't need any more. I'm thinking all these numbers are going to go down this year, especially being on a no-buy. For eyeshadow palettes, I have a total of 24, and I do include anything that is over 4. So if it's a quad or less, that goes in like regular eyeshadow category. If it has more than 4, it goes in the actual palette category. I think the only exception to that is the Alchemist palette. But I'll go ahead and get into the ones that I only have one from the brand of. I have the Modern Renaissance palette. I do like this palette. I have the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette, which is a really nice matte type of palette. I do have the ColourPop Dream Street by Kathleen Lights. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Really like that shade, and then the 2 greens, of course, and this bottom shade, what is that called? Mermaid Boy. Gorgeous. I have the Viseart in Neutral Matte. I'm sorry. I also, this is one that came busted to me, so I have some of these shades in a Z palette as well. That's why this one doesn't look as touched, because I use the ones from the Z palette. I also have the NYX Lid Lingerie. This is actually a really good palette. I have the Too Faced Natural Matte, which is another nice matte palette. And I have the Marvelous Mauves by Dose of Colors, which is basically my palette of life. Like, I could live out of that palette. So I also have the Naked 3 by Too Faced. I love that. I have Naked Heat. Why did I say Too Faced? Urban Decay. I have the Naked Heat by Urban Decay, which is amazing. And then I have the Urban Decay with Gwen Stefani, which is by far my favorite palette by them, to be honest. That's just because of my obsession with Gwen Stefani. I do have a couple by Kat Von D. I have her Shade and Light. I have the Shade and Light Glimmer one, and I have the Alchemist palette. Now the Glimmer one, if I could find somebody that was interested in this palette and actually wanted it, I would probably just give it to them, because I don't care for that palette, to be honest. I have the Lorac Pro Mega Pro 3, which I just got finished doing a pan video out of. I have the Lorac Pro 3, and I have the Lorac Unzipped Gold. I used to have a lot more by Lorac, but I ended up just decluttering a bunch of them because they weren't as good as I remembered, or palettes that I was really reaching for. Now, here comes the big one for me, which is Tarte. I absolutely love their formula, so yeah. I have the Tarte Clay Play palette. I have the Tarteist Pro palette, which has a bunch of mattes and then like 4 shimmers, which are really pretty. I do have the original Tartelette that Bradley got me, which is a really nice matte palette. I like it for easy, like soft makeup. I have the Tartelette in Bloom, which is my favorite palette out of all my palettes, to be honest. And I have the Tartelette Toasted. Now, I also have the minis. I have the Tartelette Tease, the Tartelette Pro to Go, which these are really nice. My only complaint is I don't have a color to set like my whole lid with. Like this makes a great blending shade, but not to set my whole lid. And this one actually has like the lid shade. I really like this one more than the Pro to Go. And then Bradley got me the Tartelette Flirt palette for Christmas. I think this one has a good all over lid shade with that one, but I don't even think, nope, I've only swatched these, but it's brand new, so I do need to give that one some love in 2018. And those are all my palettes. I have 24 total. Yikes. And like I said, I do want to hit pan on at least one eyeshadow from each one of those palettes. So that puts me at hitting pan on 24 shades in 2018. So for like quads and singles, like quads and below, I do have the Dose of Colors quad that was by Desi and Katie. I do like these shades. The only one I have an issue with is Sue's. That was the one I was looking most forward to, and I feel like that one is a little crumbly, which is disappointing, but I do like the palette. I have the Plaid to the Bone trio by Wet n Wild. I have 3 of the Stila, what are these called? These are the Glitter and Glows. Absolutely love these. I really like this one. This is Diamond Dust, and this one's Kitten Karma. I think the only one that I'm kind of meh about is the Smoky Storm one. I feel like this one's too dark, so this may end up being decluttered by end of year. We'll see. And then I have the NYX Roll-On Glitter or Roll-On Shimmer. This is in Nude. I do have to use a glitter primer with that guy. I have 2 of the e.l.f. smudge pots, one in Brownie Points, the other in Cruise and Chic. These are super pretty and they're still creamy. I've had these for a while now. And then I have ColourPop's Super Shock Shadow in Coconut. And this shade is absolutely gorgeous. Do I wear blue often? No. Have I hit pan? Yes, because it's amazing. And this is actually still creamy, so it's going to stay around until, I mean, I rarely use it, but as long as it still works, it's staying with me. Alright, and for singles, these are all of my single shadows. I depotted the 2 NYX shadows that I have in Jaded and Mermaid. This is a little Urban Decay sample in Lounge, and this is Urban Decay's Midnight Cowboy. Love that color. These 2 are by e.l.f. These 4 are by Anastasia. This row here, I don't know if you guys can see, this row here is by Makeup Geek. And then all of these 2 rows and this guy here is by ColourPop. So it's a nice range. These are shades that I don't really have in my other palettes, to be honest. I have 2 by Wet n Wild down here. This is Nutty and this one is Brulee. And then I have these 4 shades that remain from the Busted Viseart palette. So not a bunch of singles, which is good. I think I've really kind of toned it down. And I don't know. I like these shades. I don't think that these are repeated really in my palettes, so going to hang on to all of these. For everything that I have below, like actual palette size, I have a total of 41. Yeah, 41 total. Okay, and for liners, I have a total of 14. I do have some minis in here. These are the 2 that I'm currently working on. This is Bella Pierre's like gel liner. It's a pencil liner. And then I have Stila's mini in their little Stay All Day liquid liner. These 2 are being worked on now. I have 3 that are black. These 2 are pencil liners, and then this one is a Tartist liner. It has a pencil on one side and a liquid on the other. I have one that is, what is the color? Lavender Blush. It's like the only weird shade I have, I guess. And I have 4 brown liners. These are ones that I actually ended up buying. I like brown liner more than black liner, but I'm going to use the black up. And then I have 2 by Tarte. This is the Maneater, and then the Lights Camera Lashes liner. These were freebies. A lot of these ended up being freebies that came with stuff like this was a freebie, this was a freebie. I did work through quite a few liners this year, but I went from 14 to now 13, so it doesn't seem like a big difference, even though I finished up like 6 or 7 different liners. So just going to continue to work on these. Obviously, I don't need any liner. And I have a total of 6 mascaras. So these 2 are the ones I'm working on now, Urban Decay's Perversion and the Skinny Mascara Mega Slim by Wet n Wild. And then I have a backup of the Perversion, as well as I got the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. This stuff is pretty amazing. These two are my favorites. And then I do have two like sample size of the Tartist mascara. This is an okay mascara to me. I will end up using these samples, I think, before I allow myself to dig into these guys. These are my favorites. These just need to be used up. And the only mascara that I am able to buy this year, because I'm pretty sure like the regular mascara will last me all year, the only one I can buy is this guy. Once it is done with, I'll go ahead and buy a new one, because these all have ones that are too big for lower lash, to be honest. And I forgot to include this in my liners. This is the Vamp Stamp ink for my winged liner stamp. This I keep in my little brow box instead of the liner one, so that's why it was forgot, but I do have that guy. And for brows, I only have 4 items. I have the Tame and Frame by NYX, which is a pomade. I have the Bodyography Brow Powder Trio. I have the Make Me Brow by Essence. And then I have this one by Tarte, which is the like Architect. Browchitect. It has a pencil on one end and then a clear gel on the other. So this category does not need anything bought from. The only thing that I will allow myself to buy is the Make Me Brow once this one is gone. Like once this one is gone and this clear brow gel is gone, when these are out of the picture, I'll go ahead and buy this again, and I probably won't even buy an eyebrow pencil, but I don't need anything in this category currently, but I may need that by the end of the year. So lips, I think I'm going to do it a little different. I'm just going to kind of pile them up here so you can see them as I go. I have 3 of these lip tint balms by e.l.f. I actually really like them. This one helps like tone down anything that's too pinky, I feel. And these kind of help add it to it if I need it. So I do like those guys. I have the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Kiss lip balm. I have 2 by Burt's Bees that I'm going to work on getting out this year. This one's the mint cocoa one. I have a pumpkin spice one that is in my purse currently. I have this one. This is a lip balm by Posh, or Perfectly Posh. I do plan on using that one up this year as well. And I have a total of 6 of these by Skin Fix. They're all in different flavors. There's 5 of them here for me to show you. The other one is on my nightstand. I didn't grab it. Those are all of the lip balms. Now for lip liners, I have 2 that are like a clear lip liner, like lip primer basically. I have all of these which are in normal shades. Some are by Jordana, some by Urban Decay. I got a ColourPop one in here, an Essence one, a Stila one. These are all nice lip liners. I don't have any complaints on them, but I feel like it's more than I really need. The only 2 that I really feel I need is this, like the red and the like dark vampy one. And then I have 2 oddball colors. I have a purple and a blue because I like purple and blue lipstick, so I need those. I have a ton of liquid lipstick. I have 4 of the mini liquid lipsticks by Tarte. I have 2 mini ones by Urban Decay. I have a mini and a full size by Stila that I really like. I have 2 of the lip lingeries by NYX that I really like. I have, this is like an ultra satin lip, but it's basically like a liquid lipstick by ColourPop that's really nice. I have 3 random colors by Too Faced that I really like. I have these 2 more nude colors. This one's Child Star, which is super nude, and this one is Granny Panties. That's the whole reason why I bought this color, but I do like the color itself as well. I have 3 that are by Isabel. These are really great formula. They smell good, they last a while, and they're not super expensive either. I have 2 liquid lipsticks that are by Milani. I have 3 liquid lipsticks that are by Dose of Colors. I have the Desi Katie, and then I have Stone, of course. I have 1 liquid lipstick that is by Wet n Wild, and I have 1 lip gloss that is by Anastasia. So I don't really like lip gloss, but this is just such a pretty color that I can't bring myself to get rid of it, really. For regular, like traditional style lipsticks, I do have 4 of the little minis by Tarte. I have 4 of the, what are these actually called? I don't even know, but these are by Burt's Bees. I have 2 by Essence. I have my favorite, which is by Jordana. I have 1 by Wet n Wild, 1 left by ColourPop. I really like this formula though. That's the original like matte formula. I have 3 by A Dose of Colors. This one in Ditto is my favorite. This one's no shade. This is from the Desi Katie collection. I don't know how I feel about that lip color. I feel like it's too nude for me. We'll see though. And then I have this one by Dose of Colors as well. I forget what these are called. These are like their satin lipsticks. I have 1 by NYX in Root Beer. I have 1 by Stila. And I have 1 by Lorac. And 1 by Urban Decay in Frostbite, which is blue. I love it. Yeah, so there is all of my lipstick. It's not as bad as it could be, but it's a lot more than I need. And a lot of the colors are, I mean, just look how many, the colors are all, the colors I choose are all the same. They're like pinky, nudie, mauvey type of shades. I mean, then I do have like the crazy ones that I really like. But I definitely don't need any lip products. I have plenty of lip balm, plenty of liquid lipsticks, plenty of lipsticks. The only thing I can see myself possibly getting around birthday time, or maybe with that Sephora gift card, I don't know, we'll see, is a green lip liner. I already have a blue and a purple, but I may just see if it works well with the clear one. We'll see. But there are all of my lipsticks. I have a total of 73 lip products. So it's better than last year. I was in the 80s last year. 81. So I've managed to get rid of, what, 8, 9. But I did bring a lot. I mean, I got these for Christmas. That right there is 4. So, oh, and I got these, which count as 6 because it was a set. I just need to work through the stuff that I have, to be honest. I do want to get that under 50 by the end of the year, or at 50 at minimum, which I think is a lofty goal to finish off 23 lip products, but I honestly think that I can do it as far, I mean, because my lip balms are in here too. So if I finish off my lip balms and a bunch of the lipsticks and a bunch of the ones that I've like worked on for a while and don't have a lot of product left, I think I can really, and like the minis, I think I can get through 23 this year. Now we are on to fragrance. So at the beginning of last year, I only had like 10 perfumes all together, and that didn't include like these little minis. Right now I'm at 20 total, but I'm including these guys. There's 14 little minis here, and my goal for 2018 is to use every single bit of this up and get it out of the collection. Now I know I can finish these. I know I can finish this guy. This is my oldest perfume in the collection altogether, so he needs to be used up. I love CK1. I love the way it smells, but I feel like if I use it up, Bradley will buy it for me again, so it's not that big of a deal. And I know I can use these guys up because they're more of the scent that I wear on an everyday basis. This one is going to be a little harder to use because it is a heavier scent. So we'll see if I finish this guy up, but I know that I can finish these 2 body mists up in summertime. I was a little disappointed with the Brazilian Crush fragrance mist. It just doesn't smell as good as the body butter. It doesn't. There's something about the body butter that smells the best out of everything. But it is a nice scent. It doesn't last as long. No fragrance mist does for me, really, any body sprays. But I do really like these 2 scents, and those will be gone in summer, I'm positive. These won't take me long to work through, and then those bottles there. So my goal is to finish all these up. I don't think my perfume collection is like out of control or anything. And I can say that I know that 1 perfume is going to be coming into my collection because I have the like coupon thing. So I have to use, or I don't have to use it, but I'm going to use that come March at the latest because it expires March 17th. But I will be using that. So 1 perfume will be coming in, but I'm hoping to get all of these out of the collection by the end of the year. All right, and the last category that I have to share with you guys today is my nail polishes. Now, my nail polish did go up a lot. just because I got the like Ciate set and I got a KL Polish, like their winter collection set. So I actually went from 37 nail products last year up to 64 now. Which is a lot, but honestly, a lot of them are just these little minis. So I feel like I can work through a lot of the polish. I do have favorites. I really do like these Ciate polishes. I really enjoy the KL polish formula, and I love my Wet n Wilds. Now I do have some randoms in here. I have a couple by Butter London. Obviously I haven't used this in a hot minute. I have a few that are by ColourPop. I have one by Orly. And then I do have some Zoya polishes. I do like Zoya as well. I have like 3 little minis by them. Yeah, and those are all the brands. And then I have like my Seiche Vite top coats and like Restore. I have a full size by Ciate, and then I have my nails, my false nails that I like to use. So that gets counted in this category. I feel like it is a lot of nail polish, but I don't feel like I have a ton of repeats. I feel like the only time it kind of comes into repeats is with some that I got in the Ciate set, but then I got all of these Ciate polishes that I didn't have any glitters or iridescence really in my collection. These are all of my Wet n Wild polishes. That's where I say there's kind of like similar shades when it comes to like the nudie colors. But all of these here, these didn't get repeated. Like I don't have repeats for these. So those are all the Wet n Wild polishes. And then I have my ColourPop, my KL polishes. I don't have the newest set that I just got swatched. My Orly, Butter London, and my Zoya polishes. So I do need to, I'll probably put KL polish on its own wheel since I have like 7, 8 of them now. So I don't feel like I have a ton of repeats. I do kind of like this pinky nude color, but I can finish up one of those this year and kind of cut the collection down. I feel like it's a lot of polish, but I don't feel like it's too much for whatever reason. Like I have some full-size bottles. I think I have a nice range of colors. So I really don't have a problem with my nail polish, to be honest. I'm not going to buy any this year though, because I have a ton of it and I want to see how many polishes I can finish up in 2018. So that is everything for my collection. Again, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Give me a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!